Why, hello there, and welcome back to Vesever Storytime. How are you all doing today? We're going to be going right into Danganronpa 3 with investigation time of Chapter 3. Aren't you all excited? You'll be here by working on your second monitor. Excellent. Almost done. And Cade, thank you so much for that lovely lurk. I hope you're having yourself a fabulous day. Let's get right over to the game there. I think I am live, yes. Yeah, there we go. And Cheese! Who would have guessed that Cheese would be here? How's it going, Cheese? Did you have yourself a fabulous New Year's? Investigation. Yes, investigation. And what did you all do for your lovely New Year's Eves and New Year's days? I kind of just stayed up playing some Tarkov. Oh my gosh, I meant to go to bed so much earlier. But I ended up staying up till about 1 a.m. Just doing inventory management and selling things. It's good times. It's funny how time will fly sometimes when you're just absorbed into something going, okay, if I do this, planning this, yep, Give you a bit too much brandy on accident? Oh, a bit too much, you say? Enough to make you a little loopy? Yep. Oh boy. As long as you didn't get sick, that's the important part, or do enough to make you do anything too embarrassing. Oh, brandy infused cheese would be tasty. This busty brainy beauty has this all figured out. Huh? You mean you know who the culprit is? Huh? The culprit? Screw that.
Hey.
Shuichi, do we really have the time to be listening to her? Wait, goddammit! You're just going to ignore my genius idea? Just listen to me, okay? Come on, listen to me, listen!
Okay.
Well, if you're going to twist my arm, then I'll tell you, you better thank me for this.
You know.
I know you're all dumber than fleas, but even you get how weird these wax dolls are, right? They are strange. Are they for the ritual or another purpose? I figured it out with just one glance. These are diversions.
Could it be
diversions?
Listen up.
Yes, that locked room murder. Murder! Yep, a culprit used these wax dolls to distract us from something.
Got a minute?
What do you mean by that?
What?
How should I know? Isn't that Sherlock Holmes' job? You're a waste of time. Aki turned and walked away. I can't say I blamed her.
What was that?
Huh? The hell's her problem? Is she on the rag or something? So Angie made these wax dolls, huh? Resemblance is pretty uncanny. At least only one person died? Yes. I really thought there'd be more. Because that's what, usually around the halfway mark is when it starts picking up. And there's more murders. I'm just waiting for the big mass murder spree. They say the devil's in the details, you know? Just how detailed these really are. Hey! You tried to look up the wax figure's skirt.
Hey!
But what are you doing? Stop that! What? I just want to see if this doll was wearing panties. 2-person limit? That was the old games. They didn't say anything in this game about there being a person limit. Wait, do you have a doll fetish? Are you excited that your dead girlfriend is a doll now? Like wax dolls so much they go frick the doll. Oh my god. Oh yeah. He wants to feel up that Kaede doll so bad. Starting to agree with Maggie. Talking to me was a waste of time. I mean, it's got the sword. I don't want to look at the back door. I want to look at the fact that she has the sword in there. Well, let's look at the book first. Or not. This door is the lab's back door.
Is this?
This door has a sliding lock and it's still locked.
That's true.
Because no one has used this door since we came in here. I believe Angie locked the door when she came in and has been locked ever since. Yeah, I figured that's what would end up happening. Oh, wait, what's this? Look, there's something gold and shiny on the tab of the sliding lock. Gold and shiny? Could it be?
Is that all right?
Maggie, may I see it for a moment? I want to try moving the sliding lock.
So what?
You want to unlock it? Go ahead, do what you want. Carefully touch the knob of the lock, avoiding the gold parts, and softly slid the lock open.
Okay.
Just as I suspected, this lock will slide without much effort. Whether you lock it or unlock it, it could be an important clue.
Well,
Curious about this rear door too, but there's something else that bothers me. The lock on the front. Oh! If somebody has a strong magnet, they could probably. Yeah, but there's gold on the tab for when it was locked. Somebody has a strong magnet, they could probably unlock it and unlock it. Lock on the front door that we used to enter this room. Well, it's not gold, it's the tab itself, because he just talked about how easy it is to slide back and forth to lock it. So if you grab a magnet, you put it like this, it'll hold the slide, then you just move the magnet like this, and it'll move the slide into it to lock it. But we haven't come across magnets in the school yet, that I know of. Like a nice strong neodymium magnet? That'd be good. The gold is from the katana. Now what I'm guessing is we have to figure out whether the person stabbed the thing. They obviously got the gold dust. Did they lock it to ensure nobody comes in while they set up the murder and everything? Or and then they locked it behind them with that? I don't know. We'll see as this goes on. Should we investigate the front door too? Or take a closer look at it? Yeah, because the front door is a tumbler lock. Or cylindrical. According to Kazuichi. Kokichi. Kazuichi. It's unlocked, but I think there are still things to investigate here. Well, I know.
hey,
Just want to confirm something. When we got to this lab, you're sure the front door was locked?
Okay.
Is it Kazuichi? Oh. What was I thinking for Kokichi? I'm so confused. Curse these names. Yes, I'm positive. I grabbed the knob and tried to turn it. Click, 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 click. It really is locked.
I knew it.
The front entrance was locked until Kokichi picked the lock to open. Ah, so yes, it is Kokichi. That's Kazuichi Sora. Yeah. I knew as soon as I did it. I was like, wait, it's not Kazuichi. Kokichi. Yes. Kazu Kokichi. Imagine the combination of them both, though. How interesting would that be? Kokichi pulled out some thin needles and stuck them in the keyhole. I don't know, Kaido's the real Kaz. I could see that, yeah. And there says me. We picked the cylindrical lock open. Do you think anyone else could have opened the lock besides him?
It's true.
It would have been impossible from the outside. The Mono Cubs took the key. Okay. But there's only one key, so don't lose it. Be bad if you lost it. Gonna be able to look outside.
Let me see that. Whoa. Let me see that key.
One of them swipe the key from one off me.
Oh, yeah, I think that's better.
There we go. Had to get the robots reset back up. This is him eating the key. Oh, he ate it. So Kokichi's the only one who could have opened or closed the door from the outside, right? Correct. Only Kokichi would have been able to open and close the door from outside. But someone inside could have opened and closed it as they pleased. The front door was locked from inside the room?
No.
Not necessarily, I'm just thinking of possibilities. But in that case, the question becomes how the person who locked the doors got out. How the culprit got out of the classroom after locking the doors. Byakuya. Still, it's strange that the front door and back door have different locks. But the front door that we came in has a cylinder lock, and the rear door over there has a sliding lock. But by the time we discovered the body, both doors were locked.
is this?
In other words, this is what you might call a locked room mystery, alright? Locked,
You're
huh?
right.
Yes, the cylinder lock's key was taken by the Mono Cubs, so both doors could only be locked from the inside. But only if you rule out Kokichi's lockpicking, right? He could have picked the cylinder lock on the front door to go in and out of the lab. So he could have created this locked room mystery. It's possible that he locked the front door from outside by picking it after he killed Angie.
If I remember correctly.
That's true.
That's right.
Also, he appeared in an oddly convenient time when we tried to enter the lab ourselves.
I knew it.
It's clearly suspicious. It is suspicious, but that solution seems a little too convenient. Being the new Kyoko. I know she's trying. She's trying so hard. Alright, what does Tsumugi have? I'm not sure if it's okay to say this or not, but could Tenko be the culprit? Tenko? Oh, it's not like I have proof or anything, but earlier I heard Himiko say that Tenko was trying to betray the student council.
No.
So, you suspect Tenko?
Actually.
Because as a member of the student council, she would have been allowed into this lab.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, Angie did allow members of the student council to enter her lab.
Oh.
Yeah, Angie had been shut away here working on the ritual by herself since yesterday. She said she would only unlock the door if she heard a student council member's voice.
That's true.
I would certainly point to Tenko. She did betray the student council after all.
No.
It's not what I want to suspect. Not that I want to suspect Tenko, but since only student council members would have been let in here. Then she only let in student council members. That'd be Gonta, Kibo, Himiko, Tenko, and Tsumugi. Of that group, Tenko is certainly the most suspicious. Alright, there's Gonta.
Why?
Murder at nighttime is strange. Impossible even.
Why?
Why do you think that?
Right.
Because student council made rule that we know can be outside during nighttime. Culprits in this group? I don't have enough information yet to say who. I'd have to see more. Gotta see more. I can't draw conclusions. Everybody's innocent until we get that proof. Everyone should have been asleep. No way murder could have happened at nighttime.
Ew.
Do you really think everyone would go along with that rule?
But
But it's Atua's rule. Angie said he punished us if we not follow his rules.
but
But the student council wasn't included in that, correct? They could do what they wanted. Angie was also working here at night. She was? No way. Student council would never break own rules.
right.
They should have been asleep in own rooms to set good example to others. Maybe Angie got attacked while she asleep in her room and get brought here.
Gonta.
So
Idiot.
Gonta could have saved her if only Gonta saw. Gonta was sleeping. Sorry, Angie, Gonta no could save you. And hard to believe that no one went outside in spite of the student council rule. Alright, Angie's cold body. Angie's body lying face down in the middle of the room.
What's wrong?
Wanna take a closer look?
Okay.
Yes, I was planning
Got a
to.
minute?
Let's hurry up and do it. We can't afford to waste any time here. Maki didn't hesitate. She stepped past me and walked over to the body. She has no problem with dead bodies. She is the ultimate assassin. There we go. Now we get to see all of them. Ah, this book. It's like every game you have someone who's okay with dead bodies. It's true, and it's very odd. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Kyoko being a detective would have to be investigating murders and so on. Then you have, what was it? Mikan, who is a nurse, which I guess when patients code and so on, and not to mention all the grisly stuff that usually happens with bodies. And then Jackie just seeing code. Well, wasn't it more Mikan first? And then Jackie kind of just stepped in for the dead bodies after? It's been a bit. I don't quite fully remember. Maki being used to it. Destruction? Yes. Destruction. By performing the ritual as written, you can resurrect these victims. Sidekicks. This was the motive, the Necronomicon. And she tried to perform the ritual written in this book, right?
Okay.
Yes. If you look at this book, we should learn the steps of the ritual she was trying to perform. Let's take a look. Nagito is Nagito. Okay, yep. The Necronomicon Resurrection Ritual. Prepare an effigy of the dead soul you wish to contact. Everyone may participate. The size and shape of the effigy is irrelevant. Make out of whatever materials you wish. If it's not obvious who the effigy is supposed to be, label it with the name of the deceased. After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times. Then close your eyes and wait. After a while, you should feel a light tap on your back. If so, that means the ritual was a success. The ashes are only good for 1 use. The ritual can only be performed once, so use it wisely. So these are the steps for the resurrection ritual.
Stupid.
And she really believed in this crap? Pretty obvious that you wouldn't be able to resurrect anyone with this. Under normal circumstances, I'm sure that's true. But in this place, I don't think we can rule out anything. Blood dripping from Angie's head. According to the Monokuma file, she sustained a stab wound to the back of the neck, as well as a laceration on her forehead.
I knew it.
The killing blow was a single stab to the back of the neck. A sneak attack, most likely. Then, what do you make of this wound on her forehead? Maybe the culprit hit her in the head before stabbing her from behind. Her 2 wounds are substantially different. Did the culprit change weapons mid-attack?
Oh yeah.
I suppose that would be unnecessary.
Remember.
Also, the wound on her forehead looks deep, but it's not bleeding much. What's going on with these 2 wounds?
Huh?
Huh?
What's wrong, Maggie?
Got a minute?
Move. Maggie pushed me aside, then lifted Angie's body up by the shoulder.
This...
What's this? Being crumpled underneath her body.
What is it?
This is duct tape, right? What's duct tape doing here? With hair? I don't know, but it must be related to the case. Look, there are hairs stuck to the tape. Long hairs. Angie's, right? Like duct tape with Angie's hair on it. What could that mean?
But
Surprised you spotted this, Mackie. It was hidden under her body.
So what?
It's partially visible. The detective, you should have noticed it before I did.
okay.
Well, that's true. Well, even so, I guess you're still getting used to being around dead bodies. Don't beat yourself up over it.
Okay.
Well then, it's a good thing you're used to corpses, Mackie.
Do you want to die?
Huh? You won't die.
Sorry.
Joking, I couldn't resist.
Got a minute?
You don't need to apologize. I was joking too. It didn't sound like a joke though. Was the ritual performed? No. Obviously it can't, because this isn't burned. You've got the effigies, but there's no burnt book. 4 effigies hung upside down makes the scene particularly eerie. Curious about why they're hung upside down though. Ropes are dangling from the exposed beams in the ceiling.
If I remember correctly.
Angie made all of these wax figures.
Hey,
Is this rope from the warehouse?
Right.
I believe so, and that means they won't be much of a clue. Anyone could have gone and gotten these ropes. Maybe the student council should have blocked the warehouse instead of the manhole. The warehouse does contain plenty of things that we use for murder. Anyway, I know that these effigies are just wax, but still creeps me out.
that's true.
Effigies look exactly like real people. Not just their faces, but their bodies too. The ultimate artist certainly was talented.
By the way,
Why is this effigy hanging upside down? Is this part of the ritual? I'm not sure.
what is it?
If it's not, then why is it like this? Who would go out of their way to hang a wax effigy? Right, if they're going to do this much work, there must be some reason for it. What could it be? Who would do this? The culprit, Angie, or someone else entirely? Gosh, I hope it's not somebody else entirely just messing with us. Pain in the butt. 4 effigies are hung up with rope from the ceiling's exposed beams. These wax figures are definitely the same ones Angie made. But why are they hung up? Just, oh, yes. A serial killer. Oh, okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to look at. The katana. The genocide Jack Odo! Katana stabbed into Kaede's wax effigy.
Damn it.
Did this and why?
Got a minute?
Let me see. Bet you when she pulls it out, there's blood on the edge. Side grip the katana, pulled it out.
Ah.
Wait, this is a crime scene. You can't.
What is it?
Wanted to check the katana, right? Well, you can't do that if you don't pull it out.
Because.
Yes, true, but we have to preserve the scene. I paid no mind to my protest and stared at the katana for a while.
Is this?
Yep, that's right. It's a real katana, but there's a gold leaf on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's the one that was on display at the Ultimate Anthropologist Lab. Is that so?
Okay.
Probably assume this is the murder weapon, judging from the bloodstains on the tip. The edge is too rusty to cut well, but it should be enough. It would be enough to stab.
But
Why would they go through the effort of using this as the murder weapon?
That's true.
Good question. They could have gone to my lab and grabbed a more suitable weapon.
could it be?
Perhaps it's because Kyo's lab is on the same floor. They just grabbed something close by. They may have been in a hurry.
Well,
Or maybe they needed a long weapon like this.
Huh?
A long weapon?
okay.
My lab doesn't contain swords or any other weapons of this length.
Huh?
Really?
That's true.
Not sure how Monokuma found out, but he must know I don't use swords for work. When I first started working, I botched a mission using a katana. I haven't used a sword since, which is fine because they're a hassle to carry anyway. Suppose everyone's lab is suited to them personally, just like Angie's was. Can Koryuku do it? Is the kilo framing them? See, Koryuku... I don't know. It's on the same floor. Anyway, the gold leaf on this katana flakes off easily. It's all over my hand now.
Okay.
I'm pretty old for the gold leaf to flake off that
Got a
easily.
minute?
Why didn't you say so earlier? My hands are all sticky now. I'll have to wash them later. He scolded me, then stood in front of Kaede's effigy.
Hey,
I put the katana back where we found it. If it's too hard to watch, look away.
Okay.
Thank you. We need to find out who has gold leaf on their hands. That's the big thing. And then we'll know who has the sword.
by the way,
Even so, why was the weapon stabbed into the wax effigy? Hanging wax effigy, no less. Was it part of the ritual, or was the culprit trying to hide the murder weapon? Perhaps they had no intention of hiding it. They didn't even wipe off the blood. Besides, I'm certain there are better ways to hide the murder weapon than
what
this.
are you talking about?
Then, what's the reason for this? I honestly have no idea.
Well,
We should investigate where this weapon came from. We might find a clue there. The ultimate anthropologist lab? Yes, let's do that. I want to make sure the katana indeed came from that room. But we know already. Think they kept it on their hands the whole night? Comes down to if they noticed that it came off. Because they didn't notice when they slid the lock. Because there's gold on that, so there is a chance that they didn't notice. They're too preoccupied, and or they may have touched more other things as well. Refugees are hung up with rope from the ceiling's exposed beams. However, a lot of evidence. Yeah, not so far. However, Koryuku would know about the gold leaf because he was there when Kokichi was trying to pick it up, and he commented that, so he would have known about that. The four effigies are hung up with rope from the ceiling's exposed beams. These wax figures are definitely the same ones Angie made. But why are they hung up? This is all, oh yeah, no, this is all the same thing. So in other words, these ones aren't important. Oh, or maybe there are. Sorry, maybe I'll take that back. Refugees, Nope, this is all still the same text. Unless I can look at the ropes, it doesn't look like there's anything there. But this is just the zoomed up view. Nothing else. I talked to every single person. But yeah, now that she's had time to look around, she might have a better idea as to the front door.
by the way,
Different locks, the cylinder. Yep, nope. We went through that.
Okay.
that's true. I knew it.
Maybe now the front door? Still things to investigate. We talked to Mew. I haven't looked at the monitor, to be honest. Monitor, nothing. Yep, nothing there. Talk to Tsumugi. Maybe if we look at the back door again? Just block the entire time. Little shiny knob beside lock. That is interesting. In addition to that, opening close lock is exceptionally easy. The lock slides at the slightest touch. So yeah. So my idea of a magnet's probably a good idea then. What am I missing? Oh, the blood? Okay, that is true. I did not look at the blood. Good call. Thank you. Thank you, Cheese. A small pool of blood has emanated from Angie's torso. This can't be from her forehead. This blood's from the back of her neck. This blood is dry. Must have been spilled a few hours before Angie was killed, maybe more. Fits the 2 a.m. time of death list in the Monokuma file. Passed over exit. Angie's body appears to be exactly as described in the Monokuma file. Several clues that caught my attention, but I can't draw any conclusions yet. If you think about all the evidence in combination, that might tell us something. Let's continue the investigation for now. Aki, what's wrong?
So what?
It's not that important, but the only time you're reliable is when you're investigating a crime scene. That's supposed to be a compliment?
No.
Who knows? Certainly more reliable than Kaido, at least. That guy's useless. Let's continue. Oof. He's not even here and she's throwing shade. Okay, so that's that. Now the ultimate anthem. Oh, is this really time to rest? I don't think we found enough clues yet. We don't know how much time we have left to investigate, so we need to hurry up.
Right.
Alright, first we should investigate the ultimate anthropologist lab. I find a clue related to the katana.
That's true.
We need to check if the katana really did come from that place. Nothing wrong,
By
Mackie?
the way,
Just occurred to me, why am I acting like your partner?
sure, whatever.
Well, it's fine, just don't get used to it. Not as if I asked you, but it's fine by me. Sure, the Mackie is a tremendous help to me. To the lab! To the lab, which is over this way. Alright, now we're going to go in and we are going to see. Just watch, it's in shambles! If I remember correctly, the gold leaf katana is from right there! It's just the sheath! Earlier, the katana was inside the sheath. Aki, the gold leaf katana definitely came from here, I'm certain of it.
That's true.
Doesn't that make Q suspicious? This is his research lab after
No.
all. Not necessarily anyone could have come in here and taken it.
That's true.
Fair enough. Anyone could have done the same with my lab too. About it's involved in a murder again? Yeah, I know, right? I was sitting there going, oh boy.
Oh?
Oh, what are you guys doing here?
Ew.
What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be helping with the seance? You look so disgusted right now. Then again, I guess that's your signature look.
Anyway,
Hey, I forgot to bring something we need for the seance, so I came back to get it. Something for the seance?
yeah.
Yep, that white sheet over there. We brought the wooden dog statue in the cage already. Whew. Big yawn. But I guess we need that sheet too.
What is it?
I don't get it. Why do you guys need a cage, a wooden dog statue, and a white sheet? Hey, don't ask me. I don't know why we need that stuff either.
So that means...
Since I figured I'd do a little research on this seance before I got the sheet. Study? Oh, let's see. Wait, you took a look around, Ed. I heard it was like some old handmade book. Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
Yep, it says Cage Dog Village right here on the cover, so this must be it. Let's see, what does it say about the Cage Child Seance? Wait, you flip through the old book he picked up. Oh, is it this page? It's hard to read, but I can see the Cage Child is mentioned here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was drawing the same magic circle as the one in this picture. Now let's see, in order to perform the Caged Child, you need 5 people, including the spirit medium in a dark place with no light,
If I remember correctly.
just like Q said. First, draw the magic circle passed down from the Caged Dog Village on the ground. The center of the circle, the spirit medium must kneel, curl like a turtle, and rest their forehead on a stone on the ground. Afterward, the other 4 participants must put the iron cage over the spirit medium and cover it with a white sheet. And finally, the dog god must be placed on top of the cage.
I see.
Also, says we can't step on the magic circle during the preparations. The dog god? Do you mean the wooden dog statue? When preparations are complete, turn out all the lights to create complete darkness. The seance will begin when the 4 participants are each standing at a corner of the room. 4 participants, not including the spirit medium, will sing the caged child song. After the song, ask, "Is the caged child?" Then say the name of the spirit. Spirit medium will reply in the voice of the summoned spirit, and that's all it says. Odd. It sounds complicated.
But
Complicated plans have a better chance of working out in the end, wouldn't you say? Whether it works... That's not what Kirumi would say. Hers was pretty complicated. Whether it works out or not, Q has been wanting to conduct this seance for a while. I mean, his bandages could have held the sword, and then he could have just changed the bandages on his hands, technically, if he's worried about the gold leaf sticking and not being able to be washed off. This is all planned and written out in old text. It is true. Since I was fortunate enough to obtain one of those copies, I've already memorized it. But I never thought I'd be able to lay eyes on the real one. What a trick of fate.
right?
Oh yeah, he said he memorized every word of it too. That's probably why you left the book here, because he can conduct the seance without it.
But
Is it even possible contacting Angie's ghost? If you're so serious, why don't you join us, Shuichi? Why so serious?
well,
You should see how it plays out with your own eyes.
see?
There's still time, you know. The seance hasn't even started yet.
That's true.
Maybe it's better if you join them.
Huh?
You think
I
so?
don't understand.
Well, I'm not going. I don't believe in seances. But whether you believe it or not, as a detective, you should be there to observe what happens. As a detective,
Okay.
huh? Yeah, I think you're right. Now you're talking.
All right.
I'll be waiting for you. Of the 3 empty rooms, we're in the middle one. There's something up with those 3 rooms. There's no reason why there would be 3 empty rooms. It talked about a hole in one of the rooms. But it said it was identical, so is that hole in all 3? Luigi spoke as though he was inviting me to go play, then left the room. Alright, off we go. So before we go in the rooms, I want to check those holes. So wait for... it's not in the middle one. I wanted to look at the hole.
Hello.
So, Kokichi tells me you wish to participate in the seance as well, Shuichi? You are most welcome to join us.
Oh.
Is what I would like to say. However, only 5, including the spiritual medium, may join.
Oh man.
What a shame. Well, Keyboy, you're out. Why me? I agree with Kokichi. I was thinking this for a while. Robots and seances don't mix. They're like toothpaste and orange
You
juice.
see.
To be honest, I had the same thought. Your help was appreciated, Kibo.
Why you?
Don't you, any of you feel guilty for kicking me out after forcing me to come? That's why we're apologizing.
Do not mock me.
No one's apologized yet.
Oh man.
Fine, our bad. We don't get mad and just don't get mad and start shooting electromagnetic waves at us.
How rude.
Why would I do that?
Stop it.
Stop whining, Kibo. I want to start the seance as soon as possible. Fine, but I won't forget this betrayal, Shuichi. Oof, we've got an enemy for life now. What did I do?
So then.
So now, Shuichi has joined us. First, some warnings.
Do you understand?
Do not enter the magic circle that I've drawn on the floor. It is drawn with purifying salt, so it is easily disturbed when stepped upon. Drew this magic circle with salt?
That's correct.
I always use salt for magic circles. It makes seances more likely to succeed.
Well then.
Also, it's dark in here, so be sure to watch your step. The magic circle is broken. Not only will a seance fail,
Terrifying.
but it may also unleash a curse.
Okay.
You gotta help, be careful. I'm surprised you were able to draw this without even looking at the picture.
Do not worry.
I have the entire document memorized, so this magic circle should be perfect. Of course, I also have the caged child's song memorized. You must do the same.
Do you understand?
I've copied the words to the song down here. Please commit it to memory. Everyone else has already memorized it. After all, you will be unable to read in the dark.
Huh?
You have to memorize the lyrics now?
Oh.
You're a detective, so expect your memory will be up to the task. Here is the melody. I listened to Q sing the song and did my best to memorize the melody and lyrics. If you just the player had to memorize, oh, that would be terrible. That would be terrible. Right, I think I've got it now. Your memory is extraordinary. You are indeed the ultimate detective. Well then, let us begin the ritual right away.
Exciting!
Yay! We finally get to see Angie!
So then,
Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium. It would work best with a girl. And then I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me that Angie's spirit should go in.
No.
No, I'll do it. Because if you're the spirit medium, you won't be able to talk to Angie.
That's right.
You want to talk to Angie, right? Then I'll be the spirit medium. That way you can say goodbye to her. And after you finish saying your goodbyes, keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
Please.
Please. Tenko.
By the way.
Also, Himiko, let me say this one thing. Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So, if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. You'll feel better when you do. Well, I mean, laughing makes you feel better too.
Damn it!
Venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up.
Yes.
Train your heart by crying, laughing, and venting your anger, Himiko. I think you've trained too much. You're probably right. It seems like the two of them made up. That's good.
so then,
So now that we've decided on a spiritual medium, let us begin.
Yes.
Alright, Himiko, I'll see you later. Oh boy, it's time.
now I would like the spirit medium Tenko to sit within the center circle.
It's gonna be weird. In a
Please
metal
be sure
basket?
to walk on the path, so as not to disturb the magic circle.
Make sure you watch your steps since it's so dark in here.
Next, you must be as a turtle within that circle. Please rest your
Are
forehead
you an
upon this stone
anthropologist?
marker
No,
I've placed
no.
here.
It's just a stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work?
So they have to curl up as a turtle on the ground, then put their head on a stone.
It is merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest upon.
Like this?
This may be uncomfortable, but please endure it until the seance is complete. Whatever you do, you mustn't raise your head or change positions.
Piece of cake. I have 5-star flexibility.
So then,
Starting now, the rest of us must go to work. There are many things left to be done.
let's see.
First, we must place this iron cage atop Tenko. I shall leave that to Shuichi and Kokichi. Please keep in mind, walk carefully so as not to disturb the magic circle. Okay, you can count on me. I may not look like it, but I'm actually super duper strong. No, I shouldn't have.
lied. I'm way too weak for this kind of stuff.
It's made of iron. No wonder it's heavy.
Hold on! Don't just drop it on top of me!
Clang! A body has been discovered!
I know. It wouldn't be very funny if a body discovery happened during this.
Please don't jinx us!
I have to hand it to Danganronpa. They have mashed up exactly, like, they have led my reactions exceptionally well so many times where they call me on, like, yeah, you probably just said this, didn't you?
I'm tired. So, next, we cover the basket with a white cloth, right?
I shall take that role. All right, everything is prepared. Tenko, how are you doing?
Well, I can only see the floor from this position, but I think I'm fine.
The final step is to place the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. The four of us may need to do this together. The statue is quite heavy.
Oh god.
Even with 4 people, it's still really heavy.
So needless to say, even if she gets spooked or something possesses her, she will not be able to get out of there.
Oh, holy crap, this weighs a ton!
No, it is not much more than 175 pounds.
Oh, I'm totally wiped.
I could have used my magic to carry it easily, but seances and magic don't mix.
Oh,
Are
Himiko.
you sure it's okay to put something so heavy on top of the cage?
The iron cage was made specifically for seances, so it can hold this weight.
Okay. I guess that's fine then.
Now, let us exit the magic circle. Take care to avoid disturbing it.
As long as the floor can hold all this weight. Because they were commenting about how rickety and old the floor seemed, and once again, that there's holes in the floor. Just watch, it goes crashing through.
So then,
Yeah, geez, so if the floor gives out, who's the black guy? I was just about to ask that exact same thing. They all participated. How would Monokuma decide? This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. The next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you.
Got it.
Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance.
well then,
The rest of us shall move to the corners of the room. Please go to one of your choosing. We stood in a different corner.
now we darken the room. Kokichi and Shuichi are closest to the candles. Please blow out the candles. You should be able to follow the walls in the dark.
So go back to the corner of the room after it's dark. Okay, got it.
You needn't move, Himiko. There are many gaps in the floor near you.
Yeah, got it.
Once
Yeah.
the room is dark, I will begin the song. Please sing along with me. Then, I will call out to Angie. Until she replies, there must be silence.
After the seance is done, Shuichi and I are supposed to light the candles again, right?
Correct. I brought matches from the warehouse, so please use those.
Okie dokie, then I'll blow out the candle now.
I walked up to the closest candle and blew out the flame. The room instantly fell into complete darkness. Pitch black darkness. So dark I couldn't even see my own body. Overcoming my instinctual fear of the dark, I moved along the wall back to my corner. Then began the singing. 1, 2, 3.
At long last.
I wasn't expecting that to actually be singing. You led us all in the Cage Child song.
Young guard dog and little lost girl, sealed within an iron cage. At mountain's bottom, within the darkness, at last, at long last. How many will there be by dawn? Will there be 2 or just 1?
Oh no. Did it happen?
Will the guard dog run far away?
They're not reacting.
Or did it eat the little girl? At last, at long last.
We finished singing the song, but I thought I heard an odd sound in the middle of it. What was that?
Say,
Is the caged child Angie Yonaga? Begin calling. Now if the medium answers,
say,
is the caged child Angie Yonaga? What's going on?
say.
Is the caged child Angie Yonaga?
What's the matter?
That's wrong. Why won't Angie answer? Because the floor broke.
Hold
Oh
on.
no. Himiko, I was very clear that you were not to speak, yes? But something's weird. Why won't she answer? Maybe it failed?
Let's see.
Let's light the candles briefly.
Huh?
What? Is that okay? Just for now. Confused, I walk along the wall back to the candle. I manage to strike a match and light the candle once again. Oh no. Oh, I see blood. Hey, what's going on? Did it really fail?
Cannot be.
That shouldn't be the case. The seance was perfect.
What?
Is Angie not coming? That's still Tenko in there?
I
Tenko?
see, yes.
I told her that she mustn't speak until the spirit enters her. She follows orders well, but how about we let her out for now?
Hold on.
Wait, dark arts such as this need to be started and completed the same way. Those who remove objects from the magic circle must be the same who brought them in. If not, the spirit may stay in the medium's body.
Man.
Seeing as how this is a failure, I don't think any spirit's sticking around, but whatever. So did she fall through? Yeah, look, there's a board there. Just like setting up. Kyo instructed us how to clean everything up. We're careful to remove everything exactly in the order Kyo directed.
Now, I will remove the sheet.
You pinched the fabric gently and pulled it aside.
Oh? Perhaps.
Something is amiss. Ooh, we're going to have a murder like that we had to do in Danganronpa 2 through the floorboards. Yuriko ran towards the cage at a sprint. Chapter 3, 2 murders. Yeah! Himiko, I told you not to step on the... But she wasn't listening. She jumped onto the cage and... Fueled by desperation, Himiko grabbed the cage, lifted it up, and... Now the real question is, how does she die? Oh. Wait, what? Everybody else is going to be like, what?
Really?
Who would have thought there'd be another victim during the investigation? Maybe Monophanie's green puke was predicting this tragedy. Ah, the puke's color is normal now. I guess it was predicting this.
For now.
Everyone, please assemble in the seance room. Ooh. The second body discovery announcement played. Didn't take long for everyone to come running.
What?
Tenko, seriously? What is this? How did this happen? Well, that means the killer has to be one of us four. Because there's only 4 people there. So, Kyu, Kokichi, and Himiko. Which, why would the killer do that then? Because that narrowed it down from everyone to just us 4. Isn't there a way under the floorboards? There is, but they would have to have known exactly when the lights went out, when everything happened with the door closed. So that doesn't make sense to me why they would do that. How did this happen?
How'd this happen?
They could just listen to it from under? I mean, I guess if they're staying there the entire time. Tenko, Gonto's so sorry. Gonto no could protect you.
Wait a minute.
Shuichi explained the situation. However, they would have to know exactly where the body is. Okay, we're gonna have to figure out where the If it's just a direct tunnel or if all the floors underneath is open, we'll see. Shuichi, explain the situation. I thought you were conducting the seance. What happened?
Well, that's...
I don't know. What's happening?
What on earth?
I'm surprised too. I never thought a murder would happen during an investigation. I guess for now, you should maybe start the investigation right away?
Say,
Before that, I would like to confirm something. The culprit who killed Angie may be a different culprit from the one who killed Tenko, yes? He's got a point there. It's not necessarily the same person. Any of those massive death flags? Now, what was Tenko death flagging about, though? I mean, Angie was very prominent this chapter. But Tenko, well, I guess Tenko kind of was too, now that I think about it. She's talking a lot of... okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with death flag, so that's why I don't pick up on as many, but yes.
huh? If so...
What happens in the event there are two murderers by two people? What if there are two Blackened? Will we need to find them both at the class trial?
That's right.
Now that you mentioned, that's a good point. What would happen in that scenario?
Yeah?
Huh? What would happen? What would happen? What would happen?
What happened?
Not that!
Why do you look lost too, Monodam? I thought you were going to run things instead of Daddy.
I never expected something like this to happen. I don't know what to do. Really, I don't know.
Oh man, they're all disorganized. Can't decide the class trial's objective, then we won't know what to investigate. Father always knows what to do. We should ask him for help.
No way!
Have you already forgotten? Daddy's in no condition to help us. They just need to blow him up. Get a new one. It's all our fault that Daddy ended up like that.
Yeah?
Huh? It's all your fault, Monofuni? Daddy, help! We don't know what to do on our own. Gotta use the power of love. That ought to snap him back to normal.
That won't work. Father is just an empty shell now.
That's right!
That's not true. Anything is possible with the power of love. You understand that because you've never been loved before, Monodam. Ooh, snap. He's the next one to die. This trial, he's the one being killed.
Daddy!
Daddy, I love you, so please go back to normal.
Father!
I want to see you, Father. I love you with all my heart. Aw, you're making me blush. A new one.
Here I am!
I'm back. Were you good while I was away?
Thank you so much, my adorable darling.
He's licking his old one.
With you running the academy, I was able to fully enjoy my relaxing vacation. Oh, that tickles. Father's intense love is getting me all soaked.
Daddy, your tongue feels amazing! This better not awaken anything in me.
Oh. Son of a...
No.
Man, that vacation was just what I needed. It's important to take time off to relax.
To tell you the truth,
Normally, most companies won't even let you take time off to go on vacation. But I was able to do it. The secret is to just leave whenever, whether you got permission or not. Huh? Wait, so then, who's this Baldy then?
yeah?
Oh, it's just a part-timer I got to cover me while I was gone.
Hey!
Here's your pay like we agreed on. Now take it and get out of here. Huh? I thought you were supposed to be relaxed. Now that nuisance is out of the way, what were you guys talking about again?
Yeah?
Oh, that's right. What happens to your votes if there are two Blackened candidates?
I'll answer
I
that.
have an answer for that. It's first come, first served.
Huh?
First come, first served?
Hey,
The Blackened who killed the first victim to be discovered will be your target.
In other words,
If the Blackened who killed Angie isn't the same one who killed Tinko, then only Angie's killer will be considered the Blackened. Basically, Tinko's killer wasted a kill, and Tinko herself is a waste of a victim. Ooh.
now then,
Rough. Oh, I'll add this to the school regulations so you can review it later.
go ahead.
Also update the Monokuma file. Do your best to investigate this murder too.
Father!
Boy, everything is going so smoothly now the father's running things again. Leaders gotta be able to take decisive action. Indecision is just the worst. Daddy, you're glowing. You're glowing like a lamp. There's nothing better than being praised by my cute cubs. Nothing better than spending time with my cute cubs. For as long as you live, I will never let any of you go. He just left us behind while he was saying he'd never let us go? That's why he's so amazing. Please lick me some more, Daddy. Oh my god.
So long, farewell.
Uh-oh. Sort of makes sense of all that. Just gotta figure out Angie, whoever killed Tinko's a waste. Rough.
Listen closely.
Both murders have different culprits, then our vote will determine Angie's killer.
Nope.
We don't even know if there's a different culprit, do we?
Let's see.
True, we should investigate Tinko's death as well, just in case.
How exciting!
Ah, finally, things are heating up. I'm getting so excited.
Piece of shit!
Are you freaking psycho?
Shuichi!
Multiple people can die. Yes, multiple people can die, as long as it's the same killer. Shuichi, this is bad. This is unquestionably bad. I can't believe Tinko was killed. Everyone's upset and confused, and I'm in no shape to help right now. So this is where you need to step up.
Listen up.
Listen, Shuichi. Impossible is possible. All you gotta do is make it so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Or
right.
someone killed when it won't even matter is beyond me. Yes. I mean, now that they know that, at that possible moment, it could have been a separate person. I don't think it would be though. Let's just check the Monokuma file first. They're just doing that as like a red herring. The victim is Tenko Chabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. The body was found in the middle empty room on the 4th floor. But at the same time, why would the killer want to kill another person? The second murder makes no sense to me. Time of death is approximately 11 a.m. The only visible injury is a stab wound to the back of the neck. So it couldn't have been from beneath the floorboards then. Or stab wound on her neck, the same as Angie's cause of death. Doesn't look like a coincidence. Maybe it's Angie's curse. How would anybody in the seance room do it? Well, at that point... What if they went back, grabbed the... Ooh, interesting. Because they needed a long-bladed weapon, right? But how would anyone in the seance room do it? Well, I guess we gotta investigate that sheet, see if there's a hole in it. Somebody stabbed through it. Cars? Not again. Cars?
Hey!
What? Curse? Kaito, calm down. No way there's a curse.
Oh, look at her.
Don't screw around.
You're the one who's screwing around. Do you want to die?
Do you want to die? A dull sound reverberated through the room. Boom, boom, boom. A body has been discovered. Wait. Technically, she could do that then right now, right? She could have killed Kaido right now, and they just said it's a wasted murder. So you have to find the killer for Angie's, not this. So if she isn't the killer for Angie, she could have just killed him right now. right in front of everybody. And they couldn't do anything about it. They could not vote her out. Ooh. Interesting. So why most RPs have a no obvious kills rule?
Are you okay? My bad.
What about Shuichi? I'm starting to feel bad, but for a different reason. I'm going to get some fresh air, so I'll leave this to you and Maki roll. Oh, he got beat up pretty good. Kaido left the room, still a bit wobbly. Should we resume the investigation? Time is of the essence.
That's correct.
True. We haven't time to mourn Tenko's death as our own lives are at risk. That's true, but Hanji and then Tenko. I had to think earlier I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko.
How can this be?
It's all Gunta's fault. Gunta failed to protect friends again. Well, it obviously can't be him. He's way too big. But Himiko's small. Could she fit underneath the floorboards? Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone is panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder. But Himiko liked Tenko. It did look like they started to make up, or was that all a ruse? Because she was pissed at her just the last night, right? But there were holes, yes. Q was just made a point to point that out. Because I'm a detective.
Well,
I want to look at something here. No, I see, okay. It's too dark in here. We can't investigate if we want to. Even if we wanted to.
Got it.
Gunta bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay?
No.
No, that won't be necessary.
ah,
Yeah, that's not necessary at all. Huh? Why?
listen up!
Show him, Kibo. Show me your new power. New power?
His eyes lit up!
Oh my goodness.
I, Iruma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
Just leave it to me. I will become the guiding light that shines on you all.
He sounds like a stepping stone to hope.
Shine on, shine on! Shine on, you crazy fucking diamond!
Oh, man.
Man, what a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something.
It's okay.
But it's bright now, so we should hurry and investigate.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. This flashlight function's been added. Wait, to the truth bullets? Why would that be in the truth bullets? Wait, should be used for the seance. Okay, is there a hole in it? It's placed on top of the cage. He was the one who removed it.
Is this...
Cloth is pretty thick. Similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque. And on the back... There. Look, there's a bloodstain on it, right around the middle of the sheet. But no hole in the fabric. Which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through this cloth.
Okay.
Okay. She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. How would blood get on that? Because it was over top of the cage. The wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. In the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the dog. It took 4 of us to remove it. The statue is pretty heavy.
If I remember correctly.
You said it was about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls. What do you know about girls? You even touched a woman besides your mother? What?
I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Is this...
this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. Didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. The odd thing is there's writing on the wall here, which doesn't seem to matter. Okay. The magic circle Q drew on the floor, well, at least it was, been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable.
Well,
Is this drawn with salt?
Yes.
Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt.
what?
You feeling alright? You sound ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I've performed many successful seances. I even had spirits enter my body.
Right already.
Shut up. I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions. It really doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually. In any case, with all these footprints, I can't make out the original circle.
What?
We'll find out in Q's lab. It should be written in the Caged Dog Village document.
Hey,
Isn't that right, Q? Q? Seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense. Which is too bad, because we didn't have a chance to see if there's any footprints in it. So there's marker stone. Rock next to Tenko's body. This must be. Rest your forehead upon the stone marker. My nose, like, stone brush. Rest your forehead. Yep. Just like that. Tenko had her forehead on this rock, hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage. Okay, this time it doesn't look like I can select the body. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath, crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is the stab wound to her neck. This wound was fatal. It must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Ah, wait. Yeah, just like Angie's. So it should be the same killer. It's got the same MO. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Did Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain? Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
Huh?
What do you mean?
what's the point?
Concerned about that, right?
Okay.
A wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die. Speaking from experience?
That's obvious.
Of course, quick deaths are my specialty. Well then, that makes
By the
sense.
way,
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around. You're right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. No. Ah, this floorboard is loose. The one right under Tenko.
why?
What's this floorboard
If I
loose?
remember correctly,
Wasn't like this before. Must have come loose during the seance.
Why?
Why would it come loose during the seance?
but
Floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. And someone must have loosened it on purpose. Yeah, we need to go find this. Look, yeah, here's blood right here. This iron cage. Cage used in the seance.
Is this?
Looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage.
okay.
Big enough for a person to fit inside. During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with the cage. We're supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first.
Hey,
Hey, look at this.
is this?
Blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood, yeah?
That's true.
Yes, I imagine so. The splatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage.
Okay.
She used her magic. She used her magic. I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage, right? Before the seance. When the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then
She was stabbed right when this cage was lifted. That'll explain this bloodstain, right?
Huh?
She wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted? There's a possibility. There's a small opening in the corner of the room. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still.
is this?
A hole? Looks like there's space under here too. Oh, hold on. I can see something below. Looks like something dropped down there. Oh, the weapon? Wait, something dropped down there?
Got a minute?
We check everywhere else. Why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves? Right, let's do it. think that's it for here.
Leave it to me.
I will become the guiding light that shines on you all. I looked at the stone, yes. Candles hung on the wall. They're the only source of light in the room. There are no windows in this room, so without the candles, it was pitch black. How did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness? It's time to talk to people. I said things that made Tenko look suspicious. Now this. I'm sorry, Tenko.
Stop it.
Cry later.
Because.
Crying won't bring Tenko back. If we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too.
Okay.
To find the truth and pin down the culprit for Tenko and all of us.
I guess.
Right, Tenko would want us to figure it out so she'd have no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize. Okay, so we need to talk to Himiko most likely.
Hey!
Did let us talk to a dead person before they died, yes. Himiko! Hey, Himiko, be strong, Himiko! Gonta, if you shake Himiko that much, she's going to break. What? But she's not talking. It's like Himiko not even here.
I thought.
She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Let's leave her be for now. Oh, okay. Himiko.
That cannot be.
Why did
I
this?
knew it.
Hiro, I know the murder was pretty
But
shocking.
of course.
Of course, I am shocked about that as well. But why did the seance fail? We performed all the steps flawlessly. He's more concerned by that than the murder.
Ah, yes.
If we performed the cage child again and summoned Tenko's spirit this time.
This is stupid.
What the crap? Just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the
I
seance?
see, yes.
True. It may be best to move past what happened. I know why the why the seance failed.
Is that so?
Whatever, just hurry up. At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium, position herself as a turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker stone. Then, Shuichi and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko. And after that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles.
Yes.
Finally, we all sang the cage child song. The seance should have been complete, but... Oh, now that you mention, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. That was very loud. It is a mystery to me as well. I thought someone may have tripped, perhaps. Very loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyu knows something.
What do you mean?
Then what happened?
Yes.
We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Shuichi and Kokichi relight the candles. And then we removed all the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the dog god statue. Then I took off the white cloth, and then... Himiko ran over to the cage, and the moment she lifted it... And it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance. But would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes? Then when was she killed?
Well, that's...
Yes, that is a
I
problem.
see, yes.
There's another problem.
Oh,
That is, why ever did the seance fail? Simply cannot figure it out.
perhaps.
Maybe someone moved from their corner? Did someone else sneak in here?
What's the point?
Obviously, since the seance is clearly a sham. Like he never was one to pull her punches. And didn't play until after she lifted it.
Hey,
Aki, we finished investigating up here. Perhaps we should check under the floor?
By the way,
It's pretty dark down there. What should we use for light?
that's true.
Let's bring a candle with Kibo's light from up here. That should be fine.
okay.
I'll go get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down.
Okay.
Got it! Pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki. Yeah, but the problem is, even with the white sheet on it, you could see the blood was already on the board. So it's not like she could have gotten stabbed after, otherwise where would the blood come from? Beforehand. Then we carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor. It's a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours.
Okay.
Look around for clues. Pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. How? So yeah, an arm could have reached up from underneath and used the sickle part to stab from down it. Okay, yeah. I was wondering how they got the back. Sickle here. There's blood all over it.
Okay.
Well, the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
Is this...
This came from my research lab.
Huh?
It did?
well...
A sickle can be used to assassinate a target. Seeing that lone sickle freaks you out? Why, so you're expecting a hammer with it? It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes too.
Well,
If she's attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blade's about 6 inches.
That's right.
So you get all alone there with blood on it. Small enclosed space. Tenko was in the cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself. But even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but it couldn't reach her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab into it with a 6-inch blade, depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's been possible. The posture is the question.
Hey,
If the weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right?
that's true.
Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those is possible. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floor. It's fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's. So are you going to say this isn't? There's a bloodstain on the floor underneath the loose floorboard. That's pretty far from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. Under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
hey,
The back of this floorboard has blood on it too. You're right, there's a little bit of blood on the underside of this floorboard.
what do you mean?
Did Tenko's blood splatter here when she got killed?
That's true.
I wonder, I can't really be sure yet.
Okay.
These blood stains here are completely dry. For some reason these particular... Because it's Angie! She got smacked on the head, right? So what if she... Ooh. Oh, hello there. Some of the wood has corroded, is broken off, so you can see into the next room.
Hey,
This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. This part has rotted away. It's like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. I can get into the next room through
that's
here.
true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? And the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway.
No.
True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in there.
Nope.
Then, they could have used a light like we're doing right now.
Well,
True. This light to move around on the floor, is that possible? In pitch black, you would have seen lights. Look, part of the crust piece that supports the floorboard is cut off.
That's
So it looks
true.
like it would still be the same murder. They've got the same slice in the back of the neck, and the dried blood would have to be Angie's blood. So it should still be the same blackened then. It's near the loose floorboard. And the portion missing is about the same width, too. From what I can see of it,
that's true.
this isn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is, why? Another crossbeam is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing.
Then,
What purpose did this serve? The floorboard underneath Tinko's body is loose, and the crossbeam supporting it has been cut. If the culprit did all this, then why? Okay, we finished investigating here.
Is that all right?
Maki, you want to head back up? Glad you asked. I was starting to get fed up with all this dust. When Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation.
By the way,
I've only been investigating this room. You sure that's wise? What do you mean?
because
Angie and Tenko had different killers than the blackened we need to vote for
You're
is
right.
a culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said.
then
Instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Okay,
Yes, of course.
but
This is bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truth of both their deaths. Well, I understand why you feel that way, but if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. Back we go. When I came to the hallway, I seen more surprising than I could ever imagine unfolded. Another death? No. Oh my god, there is! What the hell?
It's a lie!
Oh. Damn you! Son of a gun. This guy. Did I surprise you? Were you going to scream and cry in terror?
huh?
What are you doing?
Oh?
Oh, sorry. I'm just a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood.
Why?
Okay, so what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard.
Huh?
You stepped through a floorboard?
So mean.
Jeez, that got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard.
got a minute?
You're gonna lose consciousness. Do it after you tell us everything.
Ah,
Oh, sorry, my bad. Game almost got me. It did. I was sitting there going, what? A third? I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kind of stepped through. Huh, what bad luck. Crosspiece was gone? Does that mean? As if Kokichi would die that easy, you never know.
Confidence! Dreams! That's what the killing game is all about! Killing game fans! Hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes! Baseball, soccer, mobile games! They're all nothing compared to the killing game! The killing game just can't be beat! Behold, students, the entrance to the trial grounds!
I guess time's up. Oh man, it's because of you guys. I didn't have enough time to check something. What were you trying to check?
See?
I wanted to research the seance again. So I brought this document with me. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything new that would be used as a clue. You perfectly reenacted the seance as what was written in the document. He drew his magic circle the same exact way as in this picture. Not only that, he used the same exact tools too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. I want to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the last trial, so see you there. Kokichi left, the blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit. So it was in multiple different rooms. Let's go too.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. Is Maki nervous? I see, so even she gets nervous sometimes.
Die.
What are you staring at? You won't die. She does like saying that. Interesting. Yeah, this was actually a really short investigation.
Oh dear.
It would appear we all have gathered. It seems there are less and less of us. Best friends mean it that much harder to solve mystery.
don't worry.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Gonta. Yeah, going to do his best to help. I don't want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaido idiot level. Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Okay?
More importantly, are you okay, Kaido? Yeah, I'm feeling better now, but wow, Mikey Roll sure does pack a punch. It's your fault. You don't need to worry about our dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far.
That being said,
Oh, it's a tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine.
Hoo-yah!
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world.
Acceptable.
Dude, it's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable.
rest in peace.
Atua, please lend us your power.
But
It may be difficult for us to rely on Atua, considering what happened to Angie, whom Atua loved most of all.
Well, you know.
You shouldn't have relied on Atua in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in God, especially Atua.
I also...
So what, robots can believe in God?
Indeed.
Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. Might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in
Got a
trouble.
minute?
How long are you going to say that for? Two and ghosts don't matter right now.
Jeez.
Yeah, the trial this time's going to be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap. His trap?
That's right.
Probably made the fourth floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating.
All right already.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so
Should we just say something? What should I say? I still believe it's one of the four. Himiko's small enough that she could fit through the boards. And she's by a hole in the wall. However, Korokyu, there's the golden katana that was in his thing. So if he needed to, he knew how to use it, where to use it, and may have done the golden dusting on the lock to be trick. Plus he knew everything from memory for the seance, which means he was able to position everything correctly and properly to scale. So even in the dark, he would know where he needed to step. But the floorboards, I'm not sure about, and where those lead. Himiko's the one who picked the room? Yes. However, that's where Kokichi, what he just said, comes into play. Because each room's exact. He said he fell through a hole in the floor where the crossbeam was cut out. So it sounds like the Blackened did that to all three rooms. So this way it didn't matter which room was picked. It would have the same floorboard because each room was identical. So they could do it in any room. Which would also throw off suspicion from... Oh, that actually is better for him, because that'd throw off suspicion from him, because Himiko's the one who picked the room. Which would add additional suspicion to her, because it looks like it's set up. So only she would know which room, right? So that actually makes me think it would definitely be more through Koriko. The only thing that is a bit odd for me is how he set up the sickle and how that was done. Because I don't think it was anybody else coming in from the other rooms. Because yeah, they would have needed a light. There was no marker stones underneath on the floor for them to know where to go up. And any light in a pitch black room, we would have seen it. So I'm thinking it'd have to be Korikyu. But I'm not sure how yet. But then again, we also don't know how the steps messed up the salt either. But that could have been part of the plan. But why would he kill two people? Anyways. Unless he was preparing the rooms, cutting the boards out right then. Angie walks in. But why did she walk? Wow, she's in her room. She's hearing sawing and banging, I guess. You go check it out. Sees him doing that. He's like, what are you doing? And then he realizes that now he can't do the murder. So then smack her on the head. But then here's the next thing. If he were to do that, smack her on the head, what if he had hit the body under the floorboards and nobody would have ever seen it? And Angie would have just gone missing. Oh man. What would happen at that point? There'd be no class trial because there's no body discovery. But if enough time's gone, the body gets desiccated. Well, I'm saying, if he killed Angie there and hid the body underneath, and he didn't do the second one at all, it was just missing. That's it. Sure, the Bowser Kuma would point it out. Yeah, maybe. They would do something like, "Hey, come check out this room. There's something neat in here." As usual, we walk toward the elevator in silence. As soon as we remaining survivors stepped aboard. We descended. Little people, huh? Kelp! Hey! How are you doing? A long time no see indeed. I mean, I think last time we saw you was back with just the first Danganronpa, right? I don't think we saw you while we were playing any of the others. Because, yeah, we went through Danganronpa 2, Ultra Despair Girls, and now onto V3. I even watched all the Danganronpa 3 anime. So I know everything. Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. And so we fell faster and faster downward into the black. How have you been doing, Kelp? How was your New Year's? What were you up to? Only 9 people and halfway through. Oof. The elevator stopped, and just like always, the doors parted slowly. How does that make you feel? Excited. Because that means we're getting to the root of what's happening. The light that shines on us from the other side. The bright light of our future. Where is it? Because then we're going to find out what these meteors mean.
Uh-oh.
Boy, they look really depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now. Been off Twitch for about 2 months. Oh wow, came back yesterday. Yes, as Cheese has stated, welcome back. Pleasure to have you here again. Was it just if you don't mind my asking, was it just that you're concentrating on school and so on? If so, you know, that's a good choice. Been great. Sat at home yesterday watching Netflix and PJs because all your friends were at parties. Hey, I kind of did the same thing. We watched Pet Sematary, the new one. The wife and I were just chilled, had a nice drink, some cheese and crackers, and just chilled and watched a nice movie. It was nice. Don't say they look depressed. You'll make Monodam sad. As much as I'd love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth, let's hurry up and get this started. At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. The third class trial was about to begin. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent the killing game. Then, Tenko Chapashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated men. But I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. School's been crazy and basketball season started. We're cheering mostly every day each week. And boyfriend now, so constantly doing something. Well, congratulations. And yes, being able to go out and do things, that's always nice. The 2 were killed. We're both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them? Was it one person? 2 different people? We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial. Not a winter formal with him. Let's see. I just want to see what skills are available. Not an influencer. I don't think any of these really matter all that much. I've been able to do the class trials alright without them. I'm sure they do help. For save file of 2020. You're right. I know, I'm not. No skills. No skills. We're sticking to that. I mean, it's not that great of a thing saying, haha, I did it because, you know, it is only a normal difficulty, but, you know, whatever. It's all good. We're going through pretty quickly. Normally, I would end after the investigation. So we do the trial on another stream, but you know what? We'll continue.
Begin with the basic explanation of the class trial.
But Kelp, way to go on that winter formal. How was it? Was it lovely? Nice? Actually, when you play Kingdom Hearts 2 level 1, yeah, I know. I'm not a level 1. Oh my goodness, no. Just no. I'm happy enough with that on basic mode. Well, normal.
For who the
And leveling
is,
stuff up.
And vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person...
Tenko was your fave? She got murdered, you literally cried like crazy? Aww. Well then. Trying to think, was there anybody I was ever particularly sad about? I guess just the in the anime, the making of the despair video. That one was my ultimate sadness.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone.
Super fun. It's in your cafeteria, and it was mostly freshy, so you all were crazy. Now, did you have a specific theme for the formal?
Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
And if there's a theme, because you do enjoy cosplay, I'm assuming you dressed up quite well for that theme, didn't you?
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Ooh, snap!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
No theme? Oh, that's fine. I suppose these things don't always need a theme.
Who did it?
Mame goes mad now.
Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Yeah, those were like the 2 people that were her friends. In this.
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Hmm? What do you mean?
The transfer student. Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Yeah, we can nix that right away. Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, I should clear things up here. Why have you lived this long? Because she's so plain. Or maybe she's the head,
This crime was committed by the recently deceased.
the head
Back
bad
to
guy.
life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No!
So, ritual did work?
No. Oop.
Who
Oh,
was resurrected, I wonder?
yeah, that's the
Angie
slow
did
way.
say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes. Rantaro was
Like an
resurrected.
artificial blondie.
The culprit is the late Rantaro Amami!
Please stop it!
Sweetie, say something. Whoop, no, wrong button. Ah! So about believing and reviving the dead, I have to focus on their statements. Were all those statements correct?
This crime was committed by the recently deceased.
I'm trying to remember how to go fast. There we go.
Classmates. So, ritual did work?
Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. Alright, it's too late now. Little. Alright, so do. So it's Y. I'm on the chart.
Ritual work?
No, I ran out of time.
That's wrong!
I didn't get a V. Terrible.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Oh dang, it's guitar.
Then
Welcome
don't
guitar.
I think
How you
Rantaro
doing?
probably not culprit?
Excuse me.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand. Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What if you were to bring back one of the Monocubs?
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
As an
But
example.
it's true. I never lie about motives.
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Was it Kyu? That's what I'm thinking.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive. You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Monodum is still alive.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, he's still there?
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Yeah, he's going to be dying this trial. He's gone.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible.
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Who? Who did it?
Why don't you use your magic to find out?
Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
Now that's interesting. Normally they don't call out the murderer right away, so...
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie,
Okay.
and it was found in Kyo's research lab,
Yes.
which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in,
Oh, the broken's
murdered
not
the
going
fuck
to...
out of Angie. Oh yeah, I'm a fucking genius!
We're really confident. Does the story fit the facts of the case? Not from the beginning.
The culprit used a katana
No,
to kill
no!
Angie.
Yeah, I'm thinking front door because
And it
there's
was
locks.
found in Kyo's research lab.
About the broken. Because there was nothing to say that it was breaking in. Yep, both doors were locked.
In.
Yeah. Kyo had or not, Angie still would have let him into her lab. Nope.
Damn it!
She might not be the best, but she's hilarious and amazing. Yes! Guitar. She's one of Guitar's
The culprit
favorites.
used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research
Let's see
lab.
Miki's account.
Which makes you
No, no, no! No! She locked herself in the Ultimate Arts lab since yesterday, working on the ritual. She would not unlock the door unless someone from the student council asked her to.
automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana. you
So
see.
that's probably
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who
pretty
cared about
unbroken,
that,
yep.
Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
You shit. You went to the classroom, broke in.
Ah, no!
That's wrong!
I missed. How did Tenko die? She was crouched down like a turtle underneath a iron cage with a dog statue placed on top that was 175 pounds. And then a sickle killed her somehow. We have to figure that part out.
Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
On cosplay Mew is a plan for this year. She has a really interesting costume, I've got to say.
Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And the nice part is, I mean, it's not very plain. Like, if you dressed up as Tsumugi here, I'm sure you'd get people confused. There might be some people who would know who that is, but I mean, it's typical, like, school uniform and then blue hair. It could be some lady from any anime, right? But Mew,
And Kyo is not
Mew's,
a man. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
she's got the bands, she's got the golden ring, her leggings, the goggles on her head. I think she's got a lot more identifying trademarks on her. Mew's pretty unique. Yes, that is a good way of putting a guitar. Tsumugi is pretty plain. Yes, that is exactly what they keep saying all game as well.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
It's plain to see.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
Now that's the thing though, is we
Just
didn't
ignore her,
find a magnet, but we know that it slides easily. Oh! Because it's a sliding door. If he were to could you slide the door fast enough where the momentum would cause the thing to go over? That is
The
a
remaining
possibility.
student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie.
Well, the
I
gold
trust
plating
their
on it, that's the thing.
friendship. You guys
Oh,
do
no.
too, right?
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
We got says Kyo. Let's be proud of her Chapter 3 legacy.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack.
Oof.
I will let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
What else? The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi? Well,
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Girls gonna hit an Oma cosplay, FaceTimer, and literally laughed her vet off. I have to say, Oma's ombre, I think it's ombre hair, is amazing.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
The scene? Oh, with Mew and Kibo, yes. That one was pretty good too.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
He has a lot of dust clogging him up. She needed to get it out.
I'm not the
You're
culprit.
not the culprit.
Oh, it's a mass debate!
We must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
And you
Hold
an
on.
alibi for last night?
Ah,
A dead chick
Not just
can't be
anyone
the
could open
culprit.
that door.
Why?
Only student council members had access.
oh, that's not right.
I didn't know robots used such boring lies.
But it's definitely not
Is
me.
that a robophobic remark?
Oops. To name them all before the one tissue mark? Yeah. Mew's got some really good singers.
We must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone could open
culprit.
that door.
Why?
Only student council members had access.
V! My first one this trial. Excited.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Like, why would he let that in? Because you pulled out some thin needles and stuck them into the keyhole of the lock. Click, click, click. Clack. There, open sesame.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Just want to quickly do something here. Do. Okay, just want to check something. Sorry about that. All right. Do.
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie.
All right, Nagito.
The culprit was me, all along.
What?
Look at his hair. It's so nice.
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Oh no.
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie.
He sounded French though. No.
Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? It's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Crocheting a duck. 5 stitch markers right. 5 stitch markers in right now. Remember placing them for the arms and eyes and feet. Interesting. I haven't ever crocheted. I've done cross stitching. I've done some of that.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
How big is the duck going to be? What kind of duck?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room.
Are we talking like the duck from Untitled Duck Game or Goose Game? Wait, that's a goose, not a duck. Untitled Goose Game. Are we talking Donald Duck?
They used a different method.
What different method? Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were 2 doors to the classroom.
Jeez, as soon as I said that. I'm talking about the duck from the Untitled Goose. Oh, wait. Oops. The room was the back door. Hello? Why?
That's it.
Keep hitting X. Okay, that'll select it.
Door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
Of crochet. It's a human-like duck. So all kinds of colors since you don't have yellow. Body's 5 inches. So, for reference, this is my face. Here's 5 inches. I could snuggle right into that ducky and be all like, that's a nice ducky. Quack, quack.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
Now, that's the thing. Does it open like this or like this?
The culprit used a certain tool.
Oh, okay. The culprit used to lock the sliding door from the outside was it the sickle? Oh no! Oh good lord. It's either the magnet or the sickle somehow. Oh gosh, this is so big. Ugh. I'm curious what other... Monokuma! Totally would have used Monokuma. I could see that. Okay, there's the sickle. Or the sword. Pretty sure... I'm not sure what this is. Weird. But yes, I'm pretty sure it'd be the sickle then. Oh yeah. Okay. Go like that, like that, like that. Oh, it's not that. Use the sword? Because it had gold on it. Click on the Monokuma. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't look into that quick enough. Oh, that's a hidden Monokuma? Oh no! I'm sorry. I should have looked at the chat first before I clicked. Oh. Snap. I thought it was just something that would take away my time.
The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because...
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it.
Oh, that's smart. Swing, push the dummy back so this way it'd go whoop for the thing, and then when it swings back, it was... Jeez.
The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Oof.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself.
Because that's where the Kaede wax doll was.
It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigy's hung upside down.
Hey, Hirochi, you missed a lot. Yeah, we're already into the trial already.
Angie didn't do that
Like,
as
boom.
part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
It's only a hour and 30-minute invest. I was just so good this time. I was like, done. Different purpose. What could that have been? Culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. If I do that the way the culprit locked the room should be clear! You have an LED board. Don't know what to change it to? Now, what do you mean by a LED board? There was an investigation for Tenko. Yeah, I did 2 investigations in one. I was just that good. Oh no! I missed those. I wasn't paying attention. I feel bad now. Ooh, that's close. Didn't want to hit that. What turned the handle of the sliding lock? That's Crazy Taxi. Did they shoot him 220 on an old Mustang? Shows what you know, Rochi. Wanna go crazy? Turn the handle. If you choose handle, the katana's hilt. I'm going to slam into someone. Going 204, and it doesn't kill them. The lady springs into the air, and instead becomes my passenger. I mean, come on, if you were hit by a car doing 208 kilometers an hour, wouldn't you too be like, hot damn, I want to ride with this guy? If you and the car aren't going very far, don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I'll catch up on some chat in a moment here, lest I run off the road. What was done to make the katana turn the lock? Little board you can spell words on. 3 lines, use it. So Xmas skills, but now you need to change it. Well, that's interesting. Kind of slapped into the effigy. Good. Ooh. Get a lovely little kiss as well. Yeah, alibis don't matter. Which is, I think, honestly, that's what kind of helped speed up the investigation as well. Was the fact that I didn't have to go around listening to everybody's alibis. And there's going to be no arguing about people's alibis this trial either, which is going to be nice. Oh, dang. Look at all these letters just popping in. Oh, no! I slammed into the side. Now I lost. Ooh, just barely avoided that one. As for the LEDs, that's a good question. How was the effigy manipulated to make the katana affect the lock? It was spun. Either spun or swung. Swing it back and forth, make it fall, spinning it. I'm gonna try spinning it. Yeah, okay, good. Pass to the center. I think I'm going up with the English, please, since I'm going to see waitress on the 19th. Ah.
It connects!
It connects! Oof, I'm out of touch with what's in the theaters of late.
The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist. Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
Do that because older Mustangs aren't known for their stability at high speed.
See. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock, and thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
That's okay, helping a murder. She's good for that, right?
That's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with a katana.
A plan
That's smart,
on
though.
the part of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us.
Oh, she's excited about this, though.
Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
Yes.
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid.
I'm a little sad it wasn't a magnet, but you know, whatever.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
You make a good murderer.
Are you saying it's the student council's
You see, at this point, in this day and age, it's a lot harder to do that stuff, I think, because of all the cameras that can catch you everywhere.
I didn't say that.
But back in the day, oh man.
The culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock.
A
of
morph
the effigy.
suit.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
We open up the murder solving the locked room mystery.
The other effigies were only hung up, so we think it was some kind of ceremony.
Suit just the head section, no more facial recognition. I guess technically you could be the Slender Man. The Slenderman walking around.
That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility.
That's
But
not
I
how.
can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
You can think about how stupid you look at home instead of jail. I mean,
If that's
technically.
the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Why?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Man, you guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
But why would he do that?
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
Squishy almost being dead. It's true. He got me good. He got me real good. Oh, what?
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Nobody wants to see that. Please, no.
Okay, I'll start right
No!
now.
No!
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
You can't hold it up anymore.
Why? Why? Son of a bitch.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it.
What is with this game? But geez, in terms of clips, I'm not sure about mobile, but I know on desktop, you mouse over the video area, then you click the little clippy thing there. I don't know, the marker. Then it'll bring you to a new page, and then you can adjust the lengths of where you want to clip. Absolutely amazing for if you want to clip someone out of context. All about doing that myself. Then you put in a nice pretty title, you click create, it then clips a specific portion, and then it gives you a link. The unfortunate thing though is that you have to do it really close to where it is you want to clip, because I think it only grabs like a few minutes of video. I think the last 2 minutes or something like that.
Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Cum dumpster!
What?
Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
What the?
What should we talk about now?
Thank you, Gonta.
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That's not necessarily true.
Leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and
She could have been carried there, because it would have been unlocked. They carry her in, they lock her from the inside.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
A suspect? Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider! Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers.
Suspect rangers?
Kaido was essentially kind of off scared of Ghost the entire investigation, so he's not really saying anything. Oh, there's Rochi. With the clip.
Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Cum dumpster!
What?
Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
What the? Ah, those are some good times. Some good times. And yes, that fake death, that totally got me.
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers. What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die?
That's the thing, I don't know why she had to. Angie was already done.
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
Nah.
The two victims could have been killed by two separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim.
Yeah, two of them.
Figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Himiko?
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko...
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced
Guitar.
things out with her while she was still alive.
Her death wasn't meaningless. It was magic.
But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her.
I needed you, Guitar. I needed you to tell me she was going to die. Why weren't you here? Why?
It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now.
Ooh.
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. All right. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse. I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up. All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up.
Hit and runs are bad.
Friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaido.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not wrong, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. But that was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So what do we talk about first?
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Gonta's such a follower. He's like that one kid in the corner that does what someone says to. You know what? That's the main reason why I actually don't like Gonta. He could have been neat and interesting, because with his whole Gonta gentleman, Gonta want to be good and so on, but they spent the last chapter and then this chapter just going to doing whatever anybody tells him because he's that gullible. It's like, it really cheapened his character in my eyes. And so now it's like, okay, so what? Somebody's going to be able to just get him into any kind of trouble so easily. It's...
Tencrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tencrotch?
Tencrotch!
The people who attended the seance. For you? Shuichi, Himiko, Kokichi. Yeah.
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
It just threw me off because the right answer was the first one. I was like, okay, I gotta read the other ones. Is this
So
right?
those 4 are the culprits!
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the 4 is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Not Gunta at all. I never have and never will. His character design is just so plain. As plain as Tsumugi.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either.
I think he means Q's, yeah, Q's armband there.
I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
But that's the same thing as like say, wow, no, that's a lie, never mind. However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room is always best for stuff like this. Very well, I shall begin the preparations at once.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Point of entry from outside? He must be referring to... The floorboard and Tenko were loose. Culprit might have gone under the floor to enter. Tenko was atop them the entire seance. It's unlikely the floorboards were used. There's another location that we could have entered and exited without using that area.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh, I thought it was the floorboards. Talk about the floor and the wall? Yeah. Because it was the hole was in the wall, I believe. There. Oh my god.
Oh no!
What is it, this part right here? Cursor changes when you're over something? Oh. Okay, thank you. There we go.
There!
Thank you, Cheese. Because that was... That's what I was trying to point at the second time.
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes,
Google
there's a crawl
2.0.
space under the floor
She
a
tries.
person can move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me.
Oh no.
Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Total 90 pounds. Push the board up even if she was like it. Oof.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
Oh, he's trying to say Kibo then.
During the seance.
Okay.
How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
I mean Kibo's flashlight function.
Oh.
Huh?
Maybe it's
Now,
not
hold
this.
on a second. Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said, hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, he's got that. It's true that with a little light you could move around on the floor. But is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by
In the
crawling
corner?
under the floor.
Oop, wrong button. Okay. And there's space on the floor so you can see what was dropped there.
But it was pitch black during the seance.
Flashlight, loose floorboard, caged child. Oh, but it's a blinding light from his eyes. Yeah, loose floorboard. Where are you? What do you say? It was not loose before the seance. So it probably
Because it wasn't dark
flashlight function then.
You see, our villain had a light.
Light?
Might be under our villain had a light.
I mean Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said, hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit.
But which?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by
For
crawling.
sure it's whole on Muse.
You are
Because yeah, that's technically right. So it'd have to be Muse, yeah.
Huh? Now hold on a second. Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor.
No. There's cramped on the floor, but there's enough room for one person to move around, especially that Kibo's flashlight.
Oh no!
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling
Not hole?
under the floor.
Oh. Hole in the corner.
But it was pitch black.
Oops.
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light. Light? You mean candle? I mean Kibo's flashlight function. Huh? Now hold on a second. Kibo could have used that
Function to get under the
No, no. I totally missed.
and
I said hold on a second. He used his robot functions to commit the murders. Hold on a second. The culprit sneaked in during the seance.
Is it a hole on? Had a light?
Black during the seance. I didn't even see it during the floor.
Because it wasn't
Dark under the floor.
You see, our villain had a light.
You see, I agree with that a bit more because son of a gun.
That's wrong!
It's too fast. Because we would have seen the light then shining up from the hole.
I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely.
Yes, I agree with that. Excellent.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Great to not be able to resist Mew. Totally dominated.
Thank you. Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboard.
Thanks, Sumu. Yeah, I could have used you in Danganronpa too.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
Yeah, that's the part I don't understand.
So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
Point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. Next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you. Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
But she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads! Huh? Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your lip-dick brains!
Unstopped debate. Marker stone, iron cage,
When
white sheet.
Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
Probably white
It could
sheet.
not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
Yeah.
She was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Like that.
Yeah, moment away, cage was lifted, white
Culprit
sheet.
stabbed Tenko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
You're getting pretty down on this child? Yeah.
Then obviously
What the
Himiko
hell's
is the
happening
culprit.
here?
There's no
And there it goes. Yeah. Could be impossible if there's no evidence for it.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
Ooh, oh, okay.
And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
B. Yeah, why she was on the cage because there's blood on the sheet, but no hole. Ah, got a really itchy nose tonight.
It was impossible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted.
Oh, so what if he killed her right then? That would work with because she would have been dead before Himiko was there. Wouldn't you all notice? Depends how good sleight of hand. And Mackie said that it could hide it in your clothes.
If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
No, she was dead before. Because there was blood, because he bled before he went to take off the cloth and the statues.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility
so
is
right.
that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here! No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
All out. Because it wasn't last time. Three battle showdown! Okay. What do we got here?
Tenko died after the
To the
seance.
floor.
It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage! They stuck the thin blade through the gaps of the cage. And that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gaps. In which
maybe
case,
not.
the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit. And that's none other than Kyo!
Yeah. There's be a hole in Mew's logic somewhere. I'll have to show the evidence to the counter because
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
it wasn't exposed because it was on
Cut through your
stone.
words. Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage.
They had her head on the
She was
marker
bent
stone.
over with her forehead against the marker stone. And the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, Gonta.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
What are you talking about? That's not possible!
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that! Screw!
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible! Spirits can't be culprits!
Oh boy.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain.
There was that loud noise.
Only a spirit could have done.
Wait! I know! What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage? If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have noticed.
I agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Laid in the cage.
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
But my problem with that, with the blade being in the cage, is
Maybe the culprit
How?
wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
the they she's referring to. I mean, I still think it's Kirito. Especially since he's still so shocked, like, what? Oh, wait. No? Who else is in the cage? Oh, unless they're saying Tenko killed herself? Try Tenko killing herself. Yeah. But why?
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right?
Which would explain the loud boom. But then... yeah, how'd she get rid of the murder weapon? Because it was on the opposite side. And she...
If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed.
No, they specifically said it was an instant death.
After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
Oh, look how nervous he is, though.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
It's a near instant, yeah.
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well, it doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
What she said. Angie, when did you brainwash Himiko?
Tenko's pent-up frustration
Whoa,
led
it's
her to
Duke.
commit
Hello,
such an
Duke.
atrocity.
Hello, hello.
Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Like, that's the thing, is she felt that bad.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial. So she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that.
Wasn't she? I mean...
She told me.
uh-huh. Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else. I think it was using the AoE method.
What if all of that was just a lie?
It wasn't suicide. Yeah, I don't think it was either.
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Hold on. There's an ad? I don't believe you, Rochi. I don't believe
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never
that's
do
what
anything
happened?
like that.
When... Do ads only... happen when you come in? I don't get ads. So I don't know when they happen. That underwater. What underwater movie? I'm terribly out of date for what movies are out too. Now the screen shrunk. When your pulls are sloppy.
But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that
Maki.
she's a cold-blooded killer.
Maki. Not Maki. Maki.
Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
Maki roll.
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Like Kyle. Jeez, I was like, what? Since when, huh? I'm confused
Well,
now.
we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's
Some
ever
non-heroes soon to die, dude.
And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tinko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
Proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Get out of here together. I'll see you guys after the seance. See you guys after. I doubt she had a sudden change of heart. Because we don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was a suicide. Shouldn't be satisfied. Keep thinking we'll find the truth. That means we have to believe in Tenko. Make them all believe. Probably
So
Tenko's
far,
last
suicide
moments.
seems to be the best explanation.
Tenko died in a crouched position, the injury in the back was deep. Probably not enough to kill her immediately. Oh,
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide...
What's the Monokuma file? Victim body was discovered in the room. Estimated time of death 11 a.m. Stab in the neck resulting in death. No other injuries were detected. The lion save was instant.
It would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength,
Probably
she
right in
threw
here.
the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Face the Tenko committed suicide, but only because they're loud. She got to the easiest answer. God, this I can make them think their suicide theory wouldn't work.
So far, suicide...
She could have secretly then stabbed.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
I missed the V.
I'll reveal the truth. Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out. I mean, that's essentially...
My investigation determined that she died instantly.
I mean, Maki's the ones that even said that she wouldn't have been able to really do anything. So, this isn't really a lie. That's my problem with that. It's not...
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly.
And this is why I absolutely hate the lie system in this game. It's so ridiculous. Because every time you lie, there's always that other one person that's like, huh? Oh, I guess I'll trust in that. Yes, that one, I forgot this important information, yes. Every trial. And it throws off the whole thing.
I have no doubt that Tenko is killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
And then right afterwards, they're all like, yup, that sounds great. Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
Good thing you put points into Maki.
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
There's a corner. There's a difference with almost instantly, completely instant. I mean, it's true, but for the purpose of this...
We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance? If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
A bad idea. We should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. Some kind of clue. Oh my gosh. How did they not like, that was the biggest thing. A big crash in the middle of the seance. Sound during seance.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it,
She died by bleeding out versus death
while
by
we were
shock.
all singing the song, I heard something fall.
Yes. V agrees.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard.
So the only thing I can think of is if he slammed down on the board. So it created, because her head is like right here, right? Slammed down, so her head like this, which slammed her head into something, which means the sickle would have had to have been in the cage. Or if he was holding the sickle, he had lifted up the cloth, held the sickle in there, slammed it down, so this way her head was thrown up into... Oh. Yeah, seesaw. Ever sound like entire wall right in the floor? Yeah.
What could have fallen down?
It's the only thing I could... No, well, at the same time, he would have had to slam his foot so hard that it would have rode her entire body up.
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
Well, no, like, yeah, nothing's too silly for Danganronpa,
The
yes.
sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
That would be a popular meme. Oh boy, sounds like I may have figured something out. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. Wait, what other thing happened in the dark? Those different sounds. Who's forward?
This is it! I think the
Okay,
floorboard
good.
coming off had something to do with that sound.
The hell site that barely weighed 13 pounds? Well, yeah, this was the one that was able to be held or hidden on your person. But we're not saying that they dropped the sickle, that they were holding it against the cage or something. So it raised her head into it.
Could the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
And that loud crash could have been her whole body flopping down back onto the ground.
It was
After
the
this,
sound of an intense impact.
but, I don't
If the
know.
impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
Yeah, guns are way too loud, that's true. It would have had to be a strong impact to make that sound. But what was it? What could it possibly be?
All right, then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Crossbow murder, especially if they opened a door and it fired the crossbow out. It was a trap. Entering seance, magic
So what made the floorboard come
circle.
loose?
Crosspiece.
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
Yes.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
Nope.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide under floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
See that one. Whoa! What
Floorboard
the?
that comes loose when you step on it is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
I can agree with that.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
So probably
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the
crosspiece
seance.
onto the floor. Or sounding.
Maybe that person tore off the floorboard. You fell over.
But
Culprit hide under floor. Stood up with such might.
he said the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
But
I agree.
that spin! Oh man! Holy crap!
The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
Oh man!
Floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
Dumb shot darn straight. I will
We first
fully
saw the
say
room,
that was luck.
But when
Pure
I
luck.
looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
Is that again? That's the question. Solve this case, I'll need to think carefully about the crosspiece and floorboard. Oh, a nice handy thing. His body was at one end of the loose floorboard. Crosspiece that had been cut was on the other end of the floorboard. And supportive part was outside the cage. So could have been stomped on. One of the cross pieces were cut, the other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko. The other was in the center, right about where the edge of the cage was. What's the culprit attempting to achieve by stomping on the floor? Think. Come on, think. Boy, it's a good thing I found this one out. Oh gosh, but it's a big long. So let's see. Murder, I guess. Is it murder? You saw effect? Oh, effect! Isn't it too hard to hold back? No, I'm glad that you said effect because I honestly had no clue what the second word was going to be. Oh, there it is. Seesaw effect. Chapter 3 is a meme.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Huh? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two cross pieces holding up that board were close to the cage, meaning if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece.
I've even got to the best part, the comic.
The next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Her whole body lifted up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that, unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
It's a true meme, oh boy.
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
Over seesaw the cage, blood with the white fabric. Conclusions can I draw from this? Only one place the sickle could have been is consistent with the evidence. On top of the cage.
That's it! The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble, but the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw...
So it has to be Kyu for sure then, because only he would know about the proper weight distributions of everything too. Like how heavy the statue is, and the iron thing, how to set things up properly.
Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouch position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
It was the closest to both murders, this lab being right there.
Bringing the victim to the sickle, rather than bringing the sickle to the victim.
Don't have to be heavier than her also. Well, that's just the thing as well. That's why he took a big jump. Look how far down it goes. So that's his entire body weight. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, he would still need to be heavier.
That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
Well, dude, you missed me talking about this earlier. Because we found the dried blood underneath, and Angie's head was hit with a blunt object by the looks of how the damage was done. So my assumption was because Kiyu would have had to have been cutting out the crossbeams in each room, because Kokichi, Mr. also fell into the same thing in the other room, that he would have done that. So hearing somebody sawing and banging away, Angie probably came to look at it and be like, what the hell's happening? Catch him in the act, so then he whacks her with one of the floorboards that he cut up. That's why there's the dry blood on the end of the board and dripped down underneath. And then, once Angie did that, she started going, hey, and you get a oh wait. I don't know what this is, but hey! That's for you, Slender. How's it going? You never saw me go live, Bait? Oof. It's okay. It's okay. But, Slander, thank you very much for that raid. In fact, Slander, I was thinking of you so much today that earlier when we were talking about murders and how we could get away with it in today's digital age where you're seen by cameras all the time, that we were talking about just wear the morph suits, and that I said, yeah, so they could look like a Slender Man. Slender Man. So needless to say, I think that you are a master of murder that we need here. But also, holy crap, you're up a long time, boy. Because I was lurking in your stream. In fact, I can probably go close that tab now. Yeah, Bait, that's right, you apologize for not chatting much. In fact, I'm sorry, I didn't chat either, Slender. I was busy before I just went live. But yeah, you were on a lot. Whew.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
Are you still enjoying Spellforce 3?
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Just a ridiculous name.
What the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know?
How close are you to being done?
Murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Himiko weighs like, nothing. There's no way she could do that. Nice try, Kyu. Nice freaking try. Of all 4 people there, he's the only one that would probably have the right amount of weight.
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
You gotta believe it.
Because she's the
Use
only
her
one
man.
carrying out this plan.
Herbert the Crab, welcome. The Slender Raid. Wait. Can I? No, I cannot. Wait, what do I have here? Those are some interesting emotes I can do. I don't know where that one's from.
The only one? Why's that?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
Objection!
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
He did some good planning for this one, though, I gotta say. However, there are 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always best for stuff like this.
Oh
Yeah, 5 a.m. I know Slender.
was the one
Go
who
to bed.
chose the site for the seance.
Go to bed, Slender. But thank you very much for the raid. You have yourself a wonderful morning. See no evil, saw no
You
evil.
likely found out about my plans for the seance somehow.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Oh, 3 main. Oh, that's
Our
not bad.
culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko
Good night,
cherished
Slander.
and loved, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko, right?
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko? What's wrong, Himiko?
It's true that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. Does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Something like that really happened? Something so cruel. Intermission. Just watch me. Next murder, Himiko's going to be the killer. Tired of having everyone accuse her. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, well, you know what? With the time here, I think this is actually the perfect time to end off the stream. This works out. Excellent. Well. Right in the middle. And everybody can listen to this lovely monochrome music while we close up. Stay tuned for next time when we find out, does Himiko use her magic to propel into a scythe, Tenko into a scythe, and end their lover's quarrel once and for all? Who knows? In fact, we will be live once again. This feels weird because today was off due to the New Year's, but we'll be live once again this upcoming Saturday. And in fact, you know what? Because of how crazy this trial is, I actually want to play this one on Saturday. We're going to finish off this trial. It's going to be good. And if we end up early, then we can play something else after that. So, stay tuned this Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for the epic conclusion of Chapter 3. You all have yourselves a fabulous evening, and we'll catch you next time.